Good morning. This is Ron Brown. It's August 28th, 2026. The market's been open about 20 minutes, but what I'm going to do today is go over some things about how I use HGSI, EdgeRater, and Thinkorswim together. I want you to delete your warehouse and chart views before installing the new add-on, which is I'm going to put up later today or first thing Saturday morning. It's just I just want to make sure that you have what I have because I think I made a mistake on some of the warehouse views and I deleted them. And anyway, I want you to delete them. If you don't know how to do it, I'll show you quickly as I get into my presentation. So this whole thing is about a continuation of using these three programs together. So, as always, the market is your teacher. Any stock or index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. I've downloaded my data. Everything's up to date now. I'm going to send this HTML page to the EdgeRater directory that I'm using. And let me click on this, get to the top. You can see that there are 13,206 securities in here. This is the whole database, but we don't use all those. Chris doesn't use all those in his AI analysis and so on. But if you look across this, there's all kinds of fields that are included, and he's been collecting this information for years, and that's why this works, the AI portion especially. So I've got EdgeRater views down here. Here's the archive view. I'm going under File, Save as HTML, and it is under the EdgeRater directory under Templates. Just save that and overwrite what was there yesterday. And now I will minimize this and I will go down and open EdgeRater Pro. Once it's opened, I have to update the data, and of course I'm using HGSI data. So I'll bring this screen up. First thing I do is click on Get Latest Data. And if you look down here, you'll see a progress bar going across, updating the data using the HGSI database. Doesn't take long to run it. And then when it's finished running, you're going to get a scorecard view that Chris put together, which shows the various fields, or some various fields, of the HGSI fields that are available through the software. Okay, it says it's completed. That may have taken a minute. Now I have to go up here and click on Run. And here's the scorecard that appears. And there are links to groups, sectors, major industries, exchanges, BPA signal condition. Now, you can just scroll through here and get a feel for the different fields that are featured. And if you want to examine any of these closely, there is a link right above the box. So I'm going to click on O-score. Now these are stocks that have consistent earnings growth over multiple quarters. This is the highest O-score you can get. And there's only a few stocks here. You can see the percent O-score right here and how these stocks have performed over multiple time periods. Looks like LITE is the winner, and I just clicked on it and it appears in his chart over here. These numbers can quickly be added to a user group in HGSI. All you have to do is click on this, hold the Shift key, highlight it, and then do a Control-C, and then you can paste them into a group in HGSI. And that's what I usually like to do because I like to look at the charts that I created. Now, if I want to go back to the dashboard, I just click up here, and it appears right there. I'm going to do one more quickly. I'm going to go down to Trend Regime, click on this, Strong Uptrend. There are 1,240 stocks in a strong uptrend, which seems like a lot, but I'm not going to get into this right now. But like I said, if you want this list in HGSI, it's easy to copy these symbols, but that's a lot of stocks to work with. But at least you know at the time that they're in a strong uptrend if you look down this column right here. Let's go back to the dashboard, and I want to do the AI analysis. It says this may take up to 2 minutes. It depends on how much information, but you can see that that didn't take any time at all. I'm going to do a Control-C, and as you know by now, I like to move it into Microsoft Word and reformat it and get a summary of it. So I just Control-C, Control-V, and now I'm going to go down here to Copilot. How about let's do this one here. We find this to be clear and professional. Click on this. Now, you don't have to do this. This is just something I like to do. You can see that it's going through what it's doing, adding a sharper executive frame, improve readability through structure, clean up formatting, artifacts. I'm just going to pause this while this is finishing. If you look over here, I'm clicking on yes, implement the improvements. And it should be working over here. You can see it going through the document. Like I said, this is something you don't have to do, but I just, I do it, and then I can save these documents for multiple days and go back and check on them. And you can see right here that it's formatted. The headline says market analysis, earnings quality peaks while breadth quietly erodes. I'm not going to read this to you, but I'm going to go to the end here, and it says where to look. All this information is derived from saving that HTML file and comparing it to the history, which Chris has been keeping for a long time. Oh, I'm going to click on done down here. But this is where to look based upon the historical database and what's going on right now. If you're an aggressive investor, focus on elite earnings, growth names that also show institutional accumulation using HGSI boxes 1 through 4, AD letter rank A or B, and relative strength greater than 75 to identify fundamental strength, and so on. So you get your instructions right here. It depends on what kind of investor you are. And you can build filters which meet all of this criteria right here. Okay, I'm going to minimize this and come back to this page. And if you look right here, you can see that there are 3 categories right here, which pretty much correspond to what is written Well, let me bring that word back up. Focus on the lead earnings growth names that show institutional accumulation. And this is elite earnings and institutional confirmation. If you look closely up here, you'll see that there are 108 stocks in here out of the 4,769 stocks that are assigned to groups and sectors. So I'm just going to take this list, elite earnings, and go down here, Shift, Control C, and I'm going to go into my designer, go into user groups, make a new user group. I'll just call this EdgeRater Elite. I'm going to paste this list. You can see the 108 securities are right here on the clipboard. And I did the same thing yesterday. I forgot to delete that group. Anyway, this is a group that I'm looking at today. I should date these groups, but I usually just look at it for the day. I'm going to get rid of the other ones so I don't get them confused. So this is it, 109 counting the index. I'm going to sort on symbol. Let's look at the index. And you can see how strong this index is. So once the list or the group is created, then you can apply any of the scans of my scans or your scans against this list. And let's say I want to go into look for bullish Wyckoff scans. This was using yesterday's data, and you can see that these scans over here, for the most part, are green on the Wyckoff numbers. Now remember, what I'm looking for are bullish VPA flags. If I scroll over here and you look down the VPA signal condition, these are all bullish VPA scans. Doesn't mean they're going to go up, but at least I'm narrowing the 107 or 8 stocks down to this. Now let's see what if any of them are following through today. It looks like Salesforce is following through. Wow, look at this. I mean, this is a big number yesterday in earnings release, or the day before, I'm not sure. But this is following through. It's way too extended now to be chasing. But let's do a little review of the chart here. By the way, I put a new field here in my basic charts, long-term debt to equity. It's right here in the intraday and also the end of the day. But going back here, you can see that there was stopping volume, and then there was a test, and then it started moving up, shakeout here, and then there's a long run here. Let's go down here, look at our 3 chart, where you get an idea of the 3-6 crossover happened right here. The 6 and 18 crossed over. We had a pullback here, and then an inside day, and from there it really hasn't looked back. You can see that the 3 has stayed above the 6 for the most part. Came down and touched it right here, but the micro trend, the 3-6 crossover, shows when the bulls are in control or when the bears are in control. The bears are in control right here. You can see that. When the bulls are in control, this histogram is positive. This stock, Salesforce, the fan is not in place yet because these have to be stacked here. 200, 100, 50 and 18. So if I drop down to the next, which is a VFB, you can see that the three trends up here are all green down here, but there's nothing as far as VPA. I'm sorry, as visual filter backtest on the green. It's not going to be green because this stock is still in a downtrend, transitioning to an uptrend. But the short-term indicators are the 3 and 6 crossing, which happened 8 days ago, and the fourth pulled back for a day, and now it turned green again. But the trend is up on the short, intermediate, and long-term trends, but not the fan. It's just not in place yet. You can see the 200's clear up here, and here's the 100, here's the 50. These all have to be crossing over and stacked for the fan to be in place. So maybe there's a lot more to run on this, who knows, but it's certainly extended in the short term. So the point is, you can get these EdgeRater Elite files. Look at the relative strength. These are all mostly really strong, and then you can apply any scan in HGSI. I'm comfortable with my scans. Some of these date back 20 years, but if you know what you're looking for, or if you have a favorite scan, this is the place to look. Now I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to go down here to, it's up right now. Going to go down to my, that's what I'm looking for, my daily scans number 1. Oops. Clicked on the wrong thing. And I just want to see which ones have crossed over recently. And then I'll go to the intraday version of it. These have all crossed over either yesterday. Well, it looks like they all crossed over yesterday. It's a 2-day window. It's a nervous market today. Traders are waiting for input from the Fed. So nothing seems to be really moving up as a whole. Let's see if any of these pass the perfect speculator test, which is a 52-week or a 3.25-year high. And it looks like team is doing well, but let's look over here at the numbers. Let's look at the box. Crossed over 7 days ago. It's up 1.58%, but it's trading near the top of its range. Infrastructure software. So I'm going to bring this up. And you can see that, remember, these are strong stocks. And this one is taking off. Now here, with this green area, it means the fan is in place and the price is above the 18-day exponential moving average. And all of the trends are in place, long, medium, and short-term trends. So this looks good. I mean, obviously the place to buy this is right here. Test, confirmation of the test, and it's going up. Now I have scans in the program to locate these tests, their confirmed tests and so on. But I'm not going to get into that right now. What I want to do now is I want to show you something that Chris White is using and selling. It is this is a Chart Central, and you can see that all of the The SP ETFs are in here, and you can see the rotation. If I bring this up, you can see that XLV has been very strong and it's rotating out. XLB is turned down. XLC. Even after a strong day yesterday, you can see that a lot of these ETFs have turned down or are losing momentum. Now this is really a nice chart, and you can look here at the individual X series, the S&P sectors. Now I want to show you how this information is also available in HGSI in a different format. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my alternate key and my space bar, and it takes me to all securities. And now we're going to go up to the top-down category, intraday relative strength to S&P sectors, and also the QQQs in there. I'm going to open this up. When I click on this, it shows me what is happening today with these sectors. So you can look at Chris's charting package, if I can find it, and see what's rotating out. Let's take a look at XLV, see where it stands today. I'm using my raw combo, and it's the healthcare sector, which is where the strength has been, but it's starting to rotate out. Now, when you delete your warehouse views and so on and install the new ones, I've added some fields here. Percentage price change 1 day, beginning of the week, and 5 day. And you can see that the group, which was really strong over here, compared to the 5 day, the beginning of the week, and the 1 day, is losing momentum. Now what's nice about this is I'm going to give the XLP, which is on top based upon the 1 day change, and the range up. Actually, it just fell down. Let's go to the communications. It just moved up. Why? Because the range is pretty high and the price is up. So the XLC, now I've got these all linked in the market analysis user groups. So if I want to see which stocks are leading the communications sector today, all I have to do is go down to XLC down here, and it shows the charts that are, or the stocks that are moving up. Now we have Charter Communications on top. You can see that the 3.6 crossed over the downside yesterday, and the VPOC also crossed down, but there are buyers coming in here. So look at Charter Communications. I'm just going to go to my base intraday chart, and you can see that it's consolidating in this area. If we take a longer term look at it, it doesn't look so pretty, does it? But the point is, it's holding in here and it's moving up today, and that's reflected in this scan based upon this combo, which weights the range, or the intraday range, twice as much as the intraday price change. You can see over here in this column that there's very few stocks with high relative strength. So it's a rotation into this group today because most of these prices are up. While it have sustained A movement to the upside, nobody knows. But with these weak relative strength numbers, it might be tough. Let's look at 87 here on Discovery. You can see why this one has a decent relative strength rank of 87. It's been on the move. If we look down here, you click on this yellow symbol. Strength returning after a downtrend, high volume adds to the strength. You can see the volume right here. And there was stopping volume. Right here, traders took it down, but buyers came into it, and it really hasn't looked back since then. Okay, I'm going to take this down. Let's see if there's been any change in the relative strength of the SP sectors. Communications is still on top, followed by utilities. Now remember the group I created with the scan from Chris's program, EdgeRater Elite? What you can do is you can go to that group, and then you can click on the individual sectors. We know these are all strong stocks. Look at the relative strength rank here. So you can just go down and see which of those stocks in these S&P sectors are appearing. There aren't a lot of them, but there are some. Okay, so you can narrow down your list. Let's look at XLB. Strong move, but really all over the place. I mean, it's tough to hold a stock like that. Or most of these stocks are that way, aren't they? But anyway, you can see that these stocks are some of the leading stocks. Now here's a nice, decent setup on ALB. It's coming out of a downtrend here. You have all kinds of EPA flags here. Here we get a test and a confirmation of that test on these two bars. Yesterday or today, it's tried to move up, but it really isn't going anywhere. At least today. I like the tightness of the chart down here, though. It might be worth looking into. Okay, so what you do is you create the group, and then you can just go through these sectors, and you know these are the sector stocks for the S&P 500. I just updated these last week, so I know they're current. Just kind of slick how you can use results from Chris's program, put them in a folder in HGSI, and then see what they're doing. Look at the RS ranks on here. Now this is, of course, the energy sector. Now I don't want this video to get too long, so I'm going to shut it down now. And if you have questions about this, I can discuss it more. But just remember, you can look at Chris's chart from his program and look at the rotation, see what's gaining and what's losing, and then you can just go into HGSI, and all of these are the individual ETFs. So where's the strength? Here's the financials. Let me get this out of here. So you can get a visual on what these groups are doing, or you can look at HGSI and see how I've got mine set up. So they work together, and this is a really nice feature here, this sector rotation. And you can see XLF looks great. It's holding up here. So let's go back to, I'm going to go back to all securities. Alternate space bar will get you there. And then make sure you reapply the filter. And let's see where XLF is on here. Mid. But it is up today. It gapped up, trading mid-range right now. I'm going to take a quick look at the stocks in here. There's a lot of stocks in here. 77, sword-on raw combo. And you can see that there are several of them that are doing well today. Okay, I'm going to end this. I hope I didn't confuse you too much. If I did, let me know, and I'll break this down into smaller parts. But the point is, the two programs, or the three programs, with thinkorswim driving the data and updating every 5 minutes, all work together, and it really gives us great insight into the market. Thank you for listening, and I'll make another video next week. Have a good weekend.